These are going to be some of the coolest tips and tricks that I use in macOS on a daily basis. It just makes my life easier. Let me show you. Welcome back to the channel. So I made a lot of videos in the past, if you watched my channel before, about Mac tips and tricks that kind of are cool features built into Macs that can be Easter eggs or just basic functionality that a lot of people don't know about. So a lot of people ask me, what are the ones that you use the most? I mean, there's ones that are very obscure. You only use them once in a blue moon, but there's about 10 or 11 I use on a daily basis. Just little teeny little things, but they're interesting, I think, so we'll see. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I'm gonna share my screen here. I'm gonna show you all 10 or 11 of them, just one by one. Let me know if you guys know about all these. I'm sure you know about most of them or some of them or maybe a couple of them, but let me know. And without further ado, these are the tips and tricks, kind of, or features that I use in macOS on a daily basis. Well, the first thing I always do, and this is number one, look at my screen over here. If you go up to the Apple icon and then you go down to System Settings right there, you're obviously going to open up your System Settings. What you want to do is you want to go on the left-hand side down to, what is it, Desktop and Dock right there. And then once you're in here, scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then I enable hot corners right here. So see that little icon, hot corners? This is going to come up. Now, I always make this bottom left-hand box. See it right here? You open this up, and I always make this Launchpad, all right? And then I click Done. So on all my Macs, I do that so that when I'm kind of used to be a Windows user a long time ago, so I'm used to going down there to open up apps and stuff. So if you look over here, as soon as you go down here now, it'll open up the Launchpad for you. So if you want to open up an app really quickly, you just swipe down to the bottom left. You can scroll through all your apps in here, click off. So it's very easy to open up apps that way, and it's just kind of what my mind was trained on. So that's the first thing I do. All right, number two, shutting down your Mac, all right? So if you go up to the Apple icon up here, you can see it. And I'm gonna go down here, you're gonna go to shutdown, right? I'm gonna click that. Now you always get this box here, see it? And it's so annoying. Then you gotta hit shutdown again, all right? So you gotta kind of click it twice. It's just annoying for a lot of people, that box always comes up. What I like to do is this other little tip. So if you look at my screen, if you click on the Apple icon and see in here, there's a couple little dots after it where it says shut down. If you hold down the Option key, you'll notice that those dots go away. See that, how the dots went away? So if you hold down the Option key and click shut down, I'm not gonna do it because the camera's gonna go off, but if I did that, it would actually shut it down without that box coming up. It would just shut it down instantly for you. So hold the Option key and then shut down, and you won't get that box any longer. All right, this next tip's actually one I use quite a bit. So let's say I have a file and I want to just copy it because I'm going to alter the original. I just want to make a quick copy of it really quickly, and I don't have to deal with right-clicking and stuff. Look at my screen over here. I have a file right here, right? And I could go ahead and copy it and paste it. But all I have to do is hold the Option key down and then just drag this below. Watch what happens. So I'm holding the Option right now, drag it down, let go, and it creates a copy instantly. See that? Now it's got a 2 next to it. Here's the original, here's the copy right there. So if you hold the Option key down, drag the file down, it makes an instant copy of it. You can then work on the original or work on the copy, and then the original is still there, so you don't have to blow out your work. So it's actually a good tip if you want to do a really quick copy. All right, the next tip, you've heard about the first part, I'm sure, many times, and then I'm going to show you the second part of this, all right? So stay tuned for a second. So here I have a whole bunch of different things up here. Now, obviously, if you do Shift-Command-4 on the keyboard, Shift-Command-4, look at my screen. Once I do that, I get this little crosshair. See it there? I don't know if you can see it. I'll zoom in on it. Now I can go ahead and I can select any area in here. Let me go ahead and just select this area. And I like to do this quite a bit. I just go ahead and copy that area. It copies, obviously to wherever you want it to copy to. And I save things like that all the time. But let's just say I want to do a copy of the entire window. Not the entire screen, but the window I'm working in. You can do the same thing. Shift-Command-4, all right? You're gonna have these little kind of crosshairs. Move the crosshair into the screen you wanna copy and just hit the space bar, just like that. Then you can basically click the button and it's gonna copy it. So you move the little crosshair into the window you wanna copy, hit the space bar, it's gonna go ahead and highlight the window, hit it again, and there it goes, it copies the entire window. So if you're doing screenshots and stuff and you wanna get the entire window, not just like the little area, you can do it that way as well. This next tip I use all the time. It's just something that helps you open up an app and a recent file at the same time really quickly. So if you look at my screen, you want to have right-click enabled for the Mac. So I'm not going to get into that now, but make sure your right-click's enabled on your mouse. So if you go down here to the dock, you're going to see, let's just say it's for numbers or pages, something like that kind of an application. Instead of clicking on it and then opening up the app and then finding the file you've been working on, just right-click on it like that, let go. It's going to list, as soon as you right-click on the app down there, it's going to show you all the recent files right here, and then you can just basically left-click on the file, and then what it does is it instantly boots into the application and then opens up that most recent file right away for you. So it's super simple. It's just a great way to open up recent files. All right, so next you have an app that becomes non-responsive and you want to force shut it down. And there's some keystrokes you can do to do that, but there's an easier way. So if you go down to the menu or dock down here, and let's just say it was basically iMovie. Well, actually, let me go to something that's open, like Safari here. Let's say it wasn't responding. All you have to do again is you hold the Option key down, and then you hold down and press on the actual application with your mouse. So hold down the Option key and press. It's going to open up a menu, and then Force Quit will be right there. So obviously, if you just press on it, it's going to open up the application. But if you hold the Option key down and then press on the actual application in the dock like that, it's going to open up a window, and then Force Quit will be right there. So it's an easier way to force quit instead of remembering all the keystrokes and everything to do it the other way. This next one's not really a tip or a trick. I just don't know why it's not built in already to Safari. So if you look at Safari over here, and if you notice, if I mouse over something, it doesn't show me where I'm going, like the link or anything like that. See that? Usually like in Google Chrome or something, it's going to show the link down in the bottom left. So all you have to do here is while you're in Safari, just go up to View up here, and then you go to Show Status Bar, see it right there, click on it. Now anytime you go over a link, look down in the bottom left-hand corner. I can't show you both at the same time, but now it's going to show me the link down there, and as I'm scrolling over things. Now the reason this is important is if you're scrolling over weird sites and stuff and you don't want to go to somewhere that you shouldn't be going or things like that, you want to know that the link's going to where you think it should be going. It's always good to see the link down there before you click on it. So go ahead and turn that on in Safari. I'm not sure why it's not on, just maybe because they always like everything so clean, but it's just a good feature to have on. Another one a lot of people just don't know about is super simple. Look at my screen. So if you have any window open, it can be anything, any application, any window. See the menu bar up here? If you just double click it like that, it's going to basically expand it, makes it bigger like that. And then if you double click it again, it's going to shrink it. So depending on what size you have, or if you have a lot of windows open, and you want to get to this window, let's say it's this big and you want to get to this window and make it bigger, you just double click on the menu bar really quickly and it's going to expand that up for you. And then you can just double click on it again and it's going to shrink it back down. So just wanted to say, a lot of people don't even know that exists. Just a quick tip. All right, this next one is, again, you have to have right click enabled. Now we all know that people want to save space on a Mac because they only give you 256 gigs on the base model, right? So let's say you get a couple images that you want to shrink really quickly. Look at my screen. If let's say here's a couple images, all you have to do is click on one, right click on it, and then go all the way down to quick actions. See it right there? And then in here, let me go in there, you go to convert image right there. So quick actions, convert image. Inside of here, you can obviously change the type of format, but then you can go ahead and change it to large, medium, small, and it's going to give you how big it's going to change it to. So the actual size is 1.7 megabytes. You can shrink it all the way down to 14 kilobytes, 44 kilobytes, 134 kilobytes in a couple seconds there. It's not going to, maintain the exact same quality. So if it's like, personal photos, I wouldn't do this with, but obviously photos that you don't care too much about or things you're just saving for information, it's a good way to save a ton of space. All right, so for the next one, you have to open up Photos. Let's say you have a person and you want to take out the background around them and just have the person, basically cut them out in the photo, all right? And I'll show you what this means. Here's a photo. So I have it in Photos right here. So you want to go ahead and open it in Photos, obviously built into your Mac. And then all you have to do is once it's in here, just right click again, have right click enabled, and then wait a second, and then put Copy Subject. See it right there? Click on it. So it went ahead and kind of copied this entire subject. So where did it go? Well, now it's on your clipboard. So if you go into any application and you go up to Edit and Paste, what's going to happen is it's going to paste that person in just like that. But see, minus the background. So you can easily take out people. It's not going to work perfect all the time, but it's a good tip if you make thumbnails or if you just want to kind of take people out of a background and add them to something. It's kind of a cool feature. And then the last one, to make sure you're part of the Apple Club. I'm just kidding. Don't do that, all right? But anyways, if you want to know what this is, here, look at my screen. Very easily, all you have to do is, if let's say you're typing something and you want that special Apple symbol to show up anywhere in any of your documents, it's basically going to be Shift-Option-K. So watch, Shift-Option-K, and there you go. It's going to make this little Apple icon right there. You can see it. So anytime you're typing and you want to say Apple, Shift-Option-K, and then it's going to create the Apple icon. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Now, I hope you guys got something out of this. I know it's not mind-blowing and things like that. They're just little things here and there that I use on a daily basis. And again, there's way more cooler ones. I've actually done a lot of videos on those, but I just don't use them that much. These are ones I use almost daily, just maneuvering and doing my thumbnails and copying things and shutting down the computer. So I just wanted to make a quick video on this. I think these are the ones I use most often. There's hundreds of other ones. I'll maybe make some more videos on those, but at the end of the day, I had to do something, and these are the ones that came to my mind. So hopefully you guys got something from it. We'll talk to everybody soon, and I hope you guys like my videos. Please subscribe if you can. Peace.